Welcome back to Sunday Coffee Club. As you can tell, I am alone this week, unfortunately. Jimmy's away camping in the middle of buttfuck nowhere, and Saus is currently on a stag do in Barcelona, I believe. So fuck knows what he's up to. He's probably naked on a roof somewhere as we speak, or as I speak. So yeah, I thought it would be fitting tribute to sit here in Jimmy's glasses, not only because it's much brighter being sat in the middle for some reason when I'm there. It's not too bad, but being here is just like, it's fucking mental, to be fair. So probably will have a migraine incoming, which will be a bit of karma for me. And you can bet that I'm wearing a bit of Lynx Black Vanilla on Saus's behalf, as he is a sponsored athlete these days. But I gotta be honest, I'm probably going to take these glasses off because I did do a quick video check earlier and I look like an absolute penis, so can't pull them off as well as Jimmy. So I'm just going to sit here, get blinded by the lights in the woods of the weekend, and probably end up with a terrible migraine, but it's worth it for you lot, the loyal fans of the pod. Let's get on with the show. Here's one for me then, from Jimmy. New South Wales or Maroons. So Blues or Maroons, this is a reference to State of Origin, which is the rugby league that kicked off this week. Always been a Blues fan. Ever since I started watching, probably started watching like 10, 15 years ago, at the point where Queensland used to win everything. So it was like Cam Smith, Jonathan Thurston, Billy Slater, Cooper Cronk, all the boys, and they just used to win fucking everything. So naturally I sort of gravitated towards the underdog. Always liked the Blues. They won the first game last night as well, and I've also got tickets for the second test in Perth in June, whenever the fuck it is. So yeah, up the Blues, hope they can get it over the line in Perth, and we'll have a party to celebrate. The topic of this show is going to be question time with me. So yeah, long story short, I haven't got a lot of content to talk about, to be honest, so thank you to all the viewers and listeners who asked me questions over on Instagram. Some of them are a little bit too X-rated, shall we say. Not even X-rated, just a bit too... I'm just not prepared to answer them. So I will answer the ones that I can answer. Unfortunately, some of you won't get answers because, yeah, you were taking the fucking piss. But, nah, we're all good. On with the show. First couple of questions are from my mum. So the first one is, what's the theme tune? So I'm assuming she means the theme tune of the pod. So it's called Sunday Coffee Club now. It used to actually be the theme tune for an old podcast I used to do back in the day. But it was produced by a friend of ours, Mr. Jake Lloyd, aka Jance. So you can check Jance out, Jance with a Z. I think he's on Spotify and Apple Music. If you're a cool person like me and use Apple Music, I'm sure you can find him on there. But yeah, Jake, I don't know if you're still producing music, mate, but... yeah, you produced an absolute masterpiece here, so big shout out to you for that. We should have given you a shout out before episode fucking 16, 17 or wherever this is, but yeah, that's the theme tune. Also from Mum, when are you coming home? Well, when I get deported, which could be, I don't know, like, should be able to get a visa extension now from July to next July, after which point I will need a sponsor to stay, or a wife, or husband for that matter. So yeah, don't know is the answer to that. It's fucking expensive to come back and forth the other side of the planet. Would like to get home at some point. I know my sister's got a big birthday coming up this year. We'll see if we can make that happen. If not, yeah, it'll be when I get deported in July next year. Hopefully that doesn't happen. And that is a cry for help. If anyone can help me, I'm not desperate just yet, but in a year's time, if we're still touch and go, I will be extremely desperate. So just throwing that out there now. If you can help a brother out, please help a brother out. Couple more questions from Jimmy then. If I won the lottery, am I telling or sharing? Am I telling or sharing, or just, I think he just means in general. Am I telling anyone? Am I sharing it with anyone? I don't know. I feel like you'd have to tell a few people close to you, at the very least. And I think if I had mates or family that were struggling, I'd be more than willing to help them out. I'd give them 40 quid here or there. But I wouldn't tell everyone, because you'd have everyone coming out the woodwork, everyone knew. Everyone wants to be a best mate, and, oh, let's go for a pint. I'm sure I'd be buying as well, which, yeah, I don't know. I am tighter than cramp, so I think even if I won the lottery, I would struggle to share and buy other people pints. I certainly wouldn't be sharing chewing gums. But yeah, don't know. Yeah, probably tell a select few. Obviously, I tell the Sunday Coffee Club boys, because, yeah, we are a pack. We are a threesome. That's a terrible choice of phrase, but we are a wolf pack, and I'd like to think that the other boys would do the same. We would just split the 3 ways, wouldn't we? Don't know what the ratio would be. Maybe 60-20-20, but maybe more than that. But yeah, that's a fucking shit answer now. Let's get on with it, because I'm waffling like a prick already. What would you be doing, or where would you be if you weren't in Oz? Oh, that's a great question. I reckon I would have tried Canada, probably. I know it's not easy to get a visa. Certainly for people from the UK anyway, I think you go into some sort of like, it's almost like you just names into a hat, like a bit of a ballot system, so you kind of like apply, and then if you get lucky you get called up. So yeah, I probably would have given Canada a go. If not, probably would have been like London or something like that. I think if I had to leave Australia, probably would have a crack at London, just because, I don't know, it's kind of an itch I've never scratched. It might wear off on me pretty quickly, but I think if it came down to it, I'd have to give it a bash. Right, we'll get the most detailed questions out of the way first then. So, great question here from Penny Laufman, big friend of the pod. Penny's asked me, who do you think would win in a fight to the death out of you, Saus and Jimmy? Player strengths and weaknesses are welcomed. Now, I'd like to think I'm a lover, not a fighter, personally. So, yeah, I don't know. I'd have to, I think all 3 of us would struggle to fight to the death. I think that's a bit dark. So let's alter that. I'm gonna go like to TKO. So if we had to go till we knocked each other out, that's a different story, I reckon. Odds-on favourite would probably be Jimmy. He looks like he comes across as such a gentleman on the pod, but he has got an alter ego. Complete sidetrack, actually. I had a message from Morgan Raisin, another friend of the pod this week, who said we need to expose Jimmy's alter ego, which is, I think he's known as Jazz. So Jazz comes out when James has had a few too many shandies, should we say, and we'll just leave it at he's got a demon in him. If anyone's seen, I'd probably compare it to, if anyone's seen Me, Myself and Irene, where that Jim Carrey film where he's got like a split personality. So Jimmy becomes Hank or Jazz after a few too many sherbets, and I've seen a few glimpses, Morg. I know exactly what you're on about, but and I would like to see more of it. So yeah, if you've got any content, you've sent me some great photos this week, which I haven't shown him yet. But if you've got any more content, maybe some video footage would be good. You can always clip that up to a reel. And yeah, let's get him out there. Anyway, back to the fight. So yeah, James, he's a bit of a scrapper. I've seen him throwing handbags on the rugby field. But I think we'll get Sauce out the way first. I don't think I've got to worry about Sauce. He'd probably knock himself out. I don't know why I'm pointing over there, because that's where I normally sit. But yeah, Sauce, he'd knock himself out, and he'd somehow. So he's not a threat. James is a threat. He's tall. He's got a long reach. But I think if I got angry enough, so if I thought about, enough shanked golf shots, misconversions in rugby, times I've whacked my head on the microwave, I reckon I'd probably get angry enough to do him over. So yeah, I'd have to back myself there. Cheers, Pen, for the question. Right. We'll start in chronological order. No, we won't, because they're all over the fucking shop, yeah. We'll go to Daisy Garfit next. So Daisy, she's asked me my death row meal. I think she's the 3rd person to ask me that. But she's also asked dinner party with 5 guests dead or alive, which I think we've covered before. So I'm going to go with the one she's asked me underneath, which is dinner party with 5 characters. So first one on the list would have to be Roger, the alien from American Dad, because I just think he's probably the greatest TV character ever invented. Stewie Griffin would be close. I probably wouldn't have the two of them because they're quite similar, so I'd definitely go Roger. Just pure entertainment. Where else are we gonna go? Let's go someone from Game of Thrones. I'd go probably what's the Mountain's brother? The Hound. I'd go the Hound because I think he was my favourite character in that. Great crack. Probably get Jay from the In-Betweeners involved. Probably a toss up between him and Will. I'd just like probably Jay because just see what sort of bullshit he comes out with. What are we up to? 3? 2 more. Someone from Yellowstone. Should we go John Dutton? Maybe John Dutton? Nah, fuck that. I'll go Rip. What's his name? Rip Wheeler. Rip Wheeler from Yellowstone. Just to kind of, like, we got a few light-hearted characters. Rip, no bullshit. He's going to call him out. He's calling Jay out on his bullshit. He's number 4. 5th place. Fuck, who are we going with? I think we're going to have to go someone from Harry Potter. Maybe we'll just go Hermione. We'll go Hermione Granger just because I used to fancy her back in the day. And we could do with a bit of female representation. It's very sexist to me so far. So, yeah, Hermione, you got a seat at the table. What a chat that would be. Wingardium Leviosa. Anyway, let's get the Insta questions. So, we've got fucking loads here. Not in any sort of order. I'm just going to start here and scroll down. I don't know what happened there. They all fucking shit themselves and gone in the wrong order. First question then from Saus. Why do you consume so much honey? I'm not going to bite, Saus. I'm not going to bite. Like, this is purely tongue-in-cheek from him because I've never seen a human being consume so much honey as him. He is the fucking honey monster. So I'm going to flip that. I'm going to Uno reverse that, Sauce. I'm going to ask you why you eat so much honey. And why do you eat so much of my honey, more importantly? Buy your fucking own. Chantel Smith. Shani, big friend of the pod. Is it acceptable to use the same lip balm you put on your lips to vase? For the benefit of the tape, I'm doing inverted commas. Vase your nostrils. Someone else asked me this. I think Daisy asked me this week as well. She turned her nose up, no pun intended, when I put a bit of my Carmex on my nose. So I got recommended by somebody else to put some Vase on my nose. I had a dry nose, right? I've had man flu. I've been blowing my nose a lot with toilet paper instead of fucking premium tissues, which is an error on my part, but I ended up with a dry nose. So, Vase them up, brand new. And apparently it's wrong to put my Carmex directly on my nose, even though my nose is clean. And the alternative is put it on my finger. What's cleaner? That's been touching stuff in the gym, fucking sweaty asses everywhere, or just direct contact? I'd rather take my chances, direct contact on the nose. No one else is sharing it with me. I'm not sticking it up my fucking nostril and then licking it. I'm just tickling the rim, alright? So get off my case. Yes, it is acceptable in my opinion. Another question from Shani then. What does the MJ in your name stand for? Michael Jackson. Unfortunately, my parents were massive Michael Jackson fans back in the day, so yeah, my name is Rhys Michael Jackson Morgan. Shamone. What am I choking on? Yeah, that fucking one mention of man flu and it's back. He's back! Fuck, that's a thought. Mine Voldemort would probably make my 5. Maybe I'm kicking Hermione out and swapping her with Voldemort. Yeah, fuck it. He's in. Sorry, Hermione, you're gone. Got the Voldemort in. He who must not be named. Great dinner guest. Yeah, Michael Jackson. Happy days. Renee Reg has asked, should I come and be a replacement? A replacement for who? I'm assuming you're asking if you can be a co-host, but no, you can't. It's a bit late for that now. And yeah, if you do want to replace one of the boys, then just send through a CV. Tell us what your strengths. Maybe don't tell us your weaknesses, although we will expose them if you do have any. So yeah, send a CV through along with a cover letter to. I'm not going to give my email on here. What a fucking dull prick. Just send it to me on Instagram. Simple. Right, I've been asked this question by a few people. So Beth Davis, I'll try and find the other one now. Beth Davis and Chloe Bartlett. Oh, I got violent hiccups now. I don't know why I've put in this tea. What's it doing to me, like? But they both asked death row meal. So starter, main, dessert, and drink. I think I'd have to go starter. I did have a quick think about this earlier, and I think, like, my starter would be some sort of prawn dish, and all I could think of, for anyone who's had Marks and Spencer's chili and lime prawns, like as part of the picnic range they do, unbelievable scenes. I'd have that at the start, and I would do a full pack as well, because I don't know what they do to them, but they are fucking incredible. So that's my starter. Main, probably have to be, I'm not going to be daft and go like a fucking GYG burrito. I'll go, it'd have to be a fillet steak, wouldn't it? Fillet steak, some sort of, we might go like really nicely done sweet potato chips, like nice and crispy, soft in the middle, crispy and fluffy, or just some proper fucking normal chips. Plenty of salt, obviously, plenty of salt in the steak as well. Yeah, maybe a bit of veg, a bit of tender stem broccoli, asparagus. I'd probably have one last smelly piss after the asparagus before I popped off. And sauce-wise, I quite like a red wine jus. So maybe a bit of red wine jus to accompany that. And I'll go down an absolute treat. Dessert, cheesecake. And there'd probably be some sort of Biscoff number. Woolworths out here do an unbelievable Biscoff cheesecake if you haven't tried it. And then I'd probably put a bit of pop tapiochi then for a bit of pistachio pappy sauce on the top. Lolly stuff. Drink, I'd just have one last pint of Guinness, I reckon. And I'd split the fucking G as well. And that's me. Goodbye, cruel world. Another question from Beth then. How much wood would a woodchuck chuck if a woodchuck could chuck wood? That's a great question, Beth. I tell you what, I'll ask Siri. How much wood would a woodchuck chuck if a woodchuck could chuck wood?
In a study called The Ability of Woodchucks to Chuck Cellulose Fibers, published in the Annals of Improbable Science in 1995, the authors found that woodchucks chew wood at a rate of 361.9237001 cubic centimeters per animal per day.
Right, awesome. That doesn't really answer my question, but thank you. So I'm just going to go with fucking loads. And Siri won't fuck off now. Siri, fuck off, please.
I won't respond to that.
Good. Fuck off. Right, he's gone. Adam Court, who farted on your top lip? Oh, fuck you, Courtney. But yeah, Saus farted on my top lip. Probably one of his out-of-body experiences where he sleepwalks. He's probably on his way to the bathroom to drop the kids off in the bath. Penny Laufman's back. If you were going to be an animal, what animal would you want to be and why? So you'd have to be something that could fly, wouldn't you? So not something daft like a fucking pigeon or like a moth. Flapping moth. I'd probably go large and in charge. I'd be like some sort of eagle, like a bald eagle, except I wouldn't want to be bald, so we'll go with a golden eagle, just ruling the skies, flapping about. That'd be unreal, I reckon. Just, yeah, no one's touching you up here, are they? Charlie Hill 11, he's always got a witty little question or comment up his sleeve. Thank you, Charlie. Would you rather cut the grass or keep flirting with your Pilates instructor for content? But come on now, bit of what I take, yeah. So me and Ev are strictly friends, and in terms of cutting the grass, I've said it before, right? I don't know if I said it on the pod, but I said it to the boys. I spend fucking 10 hours of my week editing this podcast, making reels, making TikToks, putting the Sunday Strolls info up, because the other two maybe don't have the capability. I'm not buying that. They could learn. They can't be fucking arsed. That's a problem. Can't be fucking arsed. So I'm putting all the graft in here. In my opinion, one of them two can put in half hour to cut the grass every week. And it is what it is. And one of them edits a podcast. When a pig fucking flies over my head, maybe I'll cut the grass. But until then, not happening. So I'll probably just carry on doing Pilates, but not flirting, because we're just friends. It's an entirely platonic relationship. And she's also the ex-partner of a close friend of mine. So let's put the end to them rumours. Thank you very much. I think that's a terrible bite from me there, mind. I've just fucking thrown myself under the bus, but yeah, genuine. Anyway, let's fucking get on with it. Oh, not another one? Another fucking tongue twister? You're joking. If Peter Piper picked a peck of pickled peppers... she's fucked this up, but I reckon it's probably because she's run out of characters in the question box, so I will forgive you, Tiffers. If Peter Piper picked a peck of pickled pepper, how many pecks of pickled pepper did Peter Piper pick? Well, ask Siri, should we? Fucking hell. Here we go. How many pecks of pickled pepper did Peter Piper pick?
Here's an answer from reference.com.
Cheers for that, bud. That was fucking terrible. Now we go one more time. You listening? If Peter Piper picked a peck of pickled pepper, how many pecks of pickled pepper did Peter Piper pick? You prick.
Here's what I found.
He doesn't want to know. I want to know, but he doesn't want to know. So, yeah, we're just going to go with 5 pecks of pickled pepper. Another question from Chloe Bartlett then. Biggest ick or red flag? Android phone has got to be up there. Yeah, I couldn't agree more with that. It's just obscene in there. Like what are you doing with an Android? They're just shite. I don't care what anyone says. They are shite. But for me, like, we are going to do... I've mentioned it a few times now, but we are definitely doing an X-pod or a couple of X-pods when the boys are back in town. But I will give you a little spoiler and tell you my biggest ick, which I can't help, but it is what it is. And that is when someone can't run. And I don't mean because they have a disability. I mean, you know, like when someone runs and it's just like fucking Bambi on ice and it's all elbows and legs flailing around the corner and it's just a bit like, ugh. And I can't help it. Like, I'm not exactly fucking Usain Bolt myself with perfect running form. I've seen videos of myself running and this icks me out. But for some reason, you know, I am attracted to females. Not for some reason I'm attracted to females, but I am attracted to females. But for some reason, if they can't run, it's a no from me, like. And it is what it is. So yeah, X-pod coming up soon when the boys are back. Ian Davis saw Saus in the Vale wearing a Gunners tee. Is he sponsored by Arsenal? So the Vale is a gym. It's actually a health club in South Wales. Used to work here. Decent establishment. But is Saus sponsored by Arsenal? No, he wishes he was. More chance of him getting sponsored by Lynx Black Vanilla after last week's episode, I reckon. So, chin up, Sauce Boy. Another great question. Fuck you, yeah. Not even a question, statement. I've heard your willy goes in like your belly button. Yeah, how old are you? Are you 32? Fucking grow up. So he's implying there that my willy is an innie. And I can deny that statement and tell you that it is an outie. But yeah, thanks guys. Cheers for that, but wouldn't expect anything less from you. Another couple of questions from Sauce then. Would you rather be bald or go celibate? I think it's a bit of a catch-22 this one, because I think if I was bald, I would be celibate by default, because I have just not got an head that would look good bald. I got a mental Swede on me, and I just feel like if that fucks off, we're in big trouble. Like, so to me, I'd rather probably just go straight up and just accept being celibate. I think at least I'd have a bit of fucking ear on the barnet. So yeah. And while we're on the topic of here, another question from Sauce. Why is your hair so curly in that story? This is in reference to the story I put up last night asking for questions. It's because I had the rollers in the night before. Not really. I just trained with my hat on, and I think a bit of humidity in the dome region during my training session, and yeah, just frizzed up a little bit. Frizzy rascal, Izzy frizzy blood, and that is that. Right. Question from Moo T. Can I take their place really badly? I'm assuming again you mean one of the boys. If you're gonna do it really badly, then no, you can't. If you're gonna do it really goodly, maybe. She's also asked, you think you can take on Jack Della? Who the fuck is Jack Della? Siri, who is Jack Della?
Here's some info about Northern Pike.
Northern pike, a fish. Northern pike is a species of carnivorous fish. What's that got to do with Jack Della? Who's Jack Della? Fish of the year 2023. Right, we'll try that again. Who is Jack Della?
Here's some info about Northern Pike.
What's fucking Northern pike? Fucking fish, like. Am I being tucked up by her? I might have to cut this out if I'm being dull. Let's have a look. I'm typing like an absolute fucking boomer there. Oh, fucking him. Yeah, I've seen it. I don't watch UFC. Yeah, Jack Della Maddalena. Yeah, he looks hard as fuck, so no. Could I take him on? Could I? Fuck. Not a fucking chance. He'd fucking murder me. Yeah, I've seen him all over TikTok this week. I've lost my screen now. We back. It's Megan McD. Would you ever host a podcast in random people's living rooms for the crack? Yeah, I reckon that's a great idea. Maybe we'll have to maybe we'll have to do like an application process where you just tell us why we should come to your living room. Also, we'll have to vet it out to make sure you're not going to fucking kill us or something. But we'll be up for that, yeah. And if you can bring something to the table, literally like a few good snacks and that, and a bit of decent chat, hopefully better chat than I've provided this evening, because if anyone's still here, it's a miracle. I bet you're bored as fuck by now. But yeah, I reckon we can make that happen. I'll have a chat with the boys when they're back, but I am in charge, so I'm keen. Indy Swanson, sorry. Are you single? What's the best date and worst date you've been on? Am I single? Yeah. Well, it depends who's asking, really. What's the best date I've been on? Fuck, I don't know. I think I probably need to think outside the box a bit more with dating. I think like probably being a bit too bog standard. That's probably why I am single. I probably haven't put enough effort into doing exciting dates. So maybe I need to take a leaf out of like Jimmy and Tasha's book and go camping and that, and go swimming with whale sharks and fucking turtles and shit. I don't know. Worst one I've been on, it wasn't even a bad date, but it's just I think that time I had a pizza with a knife and fork and then I ended up going viral. I say viral, kind of viral the next day. That was a dark day. That was a tough one to get over. So yeah, it'd probably have to be that one, even though it was actually a good date. Tom Offer. If you could shoot water out your left thumb, what 3 liquids would you have in your right thumb? You can't use any other liquids ever, never, ever. So basically, I've got to have the 3 liquids I need in my right thumb. One of them would be, so you got water in the left one. I'm hoping it's cold. I'm hoping I'm chilled. Got ice in my veins, so you'd hope so. So yeah, nice chilled water out the left thumb. So that would be, you'd have to have the ability to, I suppose I could put it in a fucking kettle, couldn't I? Or a fridge. So that's completely irrelevant. But it'd be cool to have it like, one of them taps where it's just like instantly hot or instantly cold. So I'd like to be able to make, you'd have to have squash, wouldn't you? But then, you can't ever use any other liquids. Fuck, that's hard work. I'd have to have some sort of squash, or just cordial out here and there, but squash, bit of apple and blackcurrant, couldn't live without that. I'd have, I can't have any other Guinness, liquids, or Guinness on the brain. I'd have to have Guinness then, wouldn't I? Be probably nice slow pour out there as well. Third one. Yeah, well, coffee wouldn't come in liquid form. I'd have that in. I'd have my beans and use my left hand with my hot setting on. What's that third liquid gonna be? It would have to be like fucking. Fuck, this is tough now because I'm thinking like shower gel, lip balm, hair gel. Fuck, this is a predicament, isn't it? It would have to. Toothpaste. Fuck. Can you get like a powdered toothpaste? Mouthwash? I don't know. This is spinning me out now. Fuck, I'd have to go with like shower gel, wouldn't I? And we'd have to peel this back and go with essentials. I'd have to fuck off squash and Guinness. It would have to be shower gel, toothpaste. What's the other fucker? What's the other one I said? Hair gel. But I might be bald. If I'm bald and celibate, do I need that? Do I need gel? Probably not. Shower gel, toothpaste. Fuck knows. Fucking hair gel. I've had enough of that now. It's pissing me off, to be honest. We're moving on. Tom Garnett. Who would win in the gulag? You and your fat ass, or a Sukhoi Su-37 multi-role flank? That is such a Tom question. I'm assuming that's some sort of fighter plane. A little sidetrack. So Tom is the type of bloke who you will be out and about with, and a plane will fly over, and he'll look up and he'll go, "That is an Emirates A380 headed from." Obviously, he's probably headed from Perth, to be fair. From Perth to Vancouver, departing at fucking 20:35 and arriving at so-and-so, so-and-so. And then he gets his phone out, scans it with his app, and he's fucking right every time. So that tells you the type of bloke that Tom is. And Tom, I reckon I'd win, but because I'm winning that by default, don't I? Because you're not fitting in one of them in a gulag. Don't care what anyone says, so I win. Harry Collier, he's asked about 17 questions, but yes, he's asked 3, to be fair. First one, why is James 6 foot loads when his second name is little? I don't know, but to be honest, like, something done add up here. Like, if anything, it should be James Large. Or James Long. So, yeah, there's not much we can do about that, but, yeah, I don't know. Fucking hell, this is shit chat now. Lions 12 jersey, who's wearing it for the first test? I think if Sione Turi... I can't speak. He's giving me a yellow card. I can't speak. If I can't speak. I can't say it. If Sione Tuipulotu is fit, he's your starting 12, isn't he? Sorry, I don't know if you're expecting me to say you, but you didn't. Don't know if you know, but you didn't make the squad. So if Sione's fit, he's starting. He's an absolute worldie. Scottish as fuck. Not. But he's my starting 12. Also got tickets for that in second test in Melbourne. So yeah, be nice to see Sione rocking a 12 jersey here. Maybe 1 or 2 Welsh in the squad. There's only 2 Welsh on the fucking trip in here, so up the boys, Jack and Tom. Harry's also asked, what's the most amount of Lego you've stuck up your bum? So I think that's a little in-betweeners reference. How much Lego can you stuff up your bum? From Will's birthday episode. Do you know what, huh? I haven't tried. I did once put I had a toy, I don't know if like people who are my generation might remember the Sooty and Sweep show. I think I had a toy sweep, and for some reason when I was a kid, like 3 or 4, and I kind of vaguely remember doing this, I pulled his eye out and I put it up my nose. And then, like, I must have put it right up there, because I remember my mum Mum and Dad trying to get me to blow it out, and I didn't know how to blow my nose at the time, so I was just sniffing it further up. I don't know if it ever came out. It might still be up there. Probably explains why I can't breathe through my left nostril properly. Maybe that's why my nose gets so dry as well, and I have to lube it up with my vase. Who knows? But yeah, back to the question. Can't say I've ever stuck any Lego up my bum, but maybe that's something we can do. Maybe we can put that behind the paywall as well. So a little challenge on the Patreon. I haven't actually got any Lego lying about the house, so if any listeners want to send some in, we'll have a little challenge, maybe a little 3-way challenge, me, Saus and Jimmy, and we'll see who can fit the most up there. Yeah, we might take our socks off as well if you're lucky, so get on over. That was a joke, by the way, that's not fucking happening. Before I get cancelled. Anyway, back to it. Heath Little, how do you and the boys feel about the podcast, performance and longevity wise? For the benefit of the tape, I just did a shaker emoji, hang loose. And I've also got violent hiccups again. Lot of love. That's a great question, Heath. I'm glad you're a fan, mate. I think you're a relation of James's, aren't you? So Ethan Large. Yeah, I don't know. I guess we're just like taking each episode as it comes. Just trying to get better week on week. Just turning it up, putting in the performances, putting in hard yards for the team, carrying ball, getting over gain line. And yeah, we'll come back stronger. But no, like in all seriousness, it's just a good laugh at the moment. We haven't really thought about what's going to happen if it takes off. I can't see it going fucking super viral, but you never know, I suppose. But if that happens, we'll cross our bridge when we come to it. For the time being, we'll just focus on being consistent, hopefully entertaining you in some way or another, and yeah, whatever will be, will be. Que sera, sera. Charlie Hill's back. Who walks out the room unmarked? James or Jack Little? So Jack is Jimmy's brother. To be honest, but I don't understand the question. Like, does that mean, like, are they fighting each other? Is this another, like, is this just going straight over my head? Am I being dull by it? I don't know. So to answer your question, Charles, I don't know. Sorry, but maybe ask next time when Jimmy's back. Maybe you'll understand what you're on about. But I think that's about us. I genuinely think that's the end of the question. So yeah, that's almost 45 minutes here. Thanks for sticking with me if you have. If you fucked off long ago, then go and fuck yourself. Obviously, you're not going to be here to see this anyway, so don't care. But no, in all seriousness, thank you for watching or listening. If you have done so, yeah, the boys will be back. Sauce won't be back for another couple of weeks, but Jimmy's back next week. So hopefully the future episodes will be a little bit more entertaining. Thank you to everyone who wrote a question. Apologies to the ones I couldn't answer. But, you know, a bit of what I take yet. And yeah, if you haven't subscribed on YouTube yet, then please do. It doesn't take a lot. Just like head over to our channel, press the subscribe button. If you're watching us on YouTube and you haven't subscribed, what are you doing? Like, just literally press the up button on your remote and you're there. Fucking, it's probably on screen now. Yeah, chuck us a like, chuck us on your story, chuck us a review. Same on Spotify and Apple. Give us a subscription on there. If you've got any mates you think you'd be keen on the pod, please share. If you want to get involved in Sunday strolls, best place to go is Instagram. So give us a follow at Sunday Coffee Club. Got a link tree in our bio with a link to our WhatsApp communities where you can join our group chat. We also put the directions to the Sunday stroll up every week. If you're not in Perth, then you are going to struggle to make it because it's fucking miles away from everywhere. Maybe just go for a virtual one. What else am I saying? I'm just talking absolute garbage now when I at this stage. But yeah, give us a follow on Insta. Same handle on TikTok. If you want to find us on YouTube, follow the link tree or search Sunday Coffee Club. And I'm just going to stop talking now because I'm going round in circles and ending up disappearing up my own arse like all the Lego I'm going to stick off it up it in a few weeks' time. Thank you very much for watching or listening. and I will catch you next week. Hwyl fawr.